Namaste. Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for tuning in for this 10-minute nervous system reset. We're just doing a single pose, a little Savasana at the end. We're going to start off just literally laying down onto the left side of your body. So laying down onto the left side of the body. We're going to bring the knees up in front of the hips. There will be visual aids on the screen as well, but I'm going to talk you through a few different options while you get settled. But the foundation pose is just bring the knees up in front of the hips. We've got a rough right angle at the hips, rough right angle at the knees. The left shoulder and the left arm shuffle forward. So we're creating space to release the right arm off to the right side. So our arms are out to a T. If you find the knees are pulling away from each other and you're engaging the inner thighs to hold the knees closer together, some sort of weighted bolster or cushion on the outside of the knee can help just hold the knees closer together. They don't need to touch, it's not what it's about, but it just gives you that little bit of softness into the hips and the thighs. Failing that, left hand, if your left hand reaches the outside of that right thigh or knee, just hook the fingers over the leg and use the weight of the arm to just hold the leg in place. So we're not pulling, we're just resting. It's the weight of the arm that does the work for us. So this is our basic pose position. A few options to intensify. Option is to cross the right knee over the left. Works for some people, not for everybody. You might feel a deeper stretch on the outside of the right hip. And simply sometimes just lifting the knees further up in front of the body can help intensify the stretch on the outside of the right hip. This can deepen the twist into the lower back and the rib cage, so be mindful around that area. If it's too intense, few options. We can move the feet or move the knees down the mat a little bit, so away from the body. That releases the intensity of the twist. And also, blocks or supports underneath the knees or in between the knees can release the intensity of the twist in the lower back as well. So finding a point that we want to be able to feel a bit of intensity, but we also want to be able to soften and settle into any intensity. What we're trying to do here is release as much control physically as possible. So find that position. Let the awareness just melt into the body. Maybe tuning into epicenters. You might feel it more on the outside of the hip. You might feel it more on the front of the right shoulder. Some people it's the lower back. Some people it's around the ribs and the intercostal muscles. But tune into those epicenters of sensation that are greater than others and allow the awareness to radiate out away from those sensations. Feeling the sensations move out across and into the body in any and all directions. That's all we have to consciously do now, is just stay present with the body, stay present with the feeling, stay present with the experience. And the mind will wander. It's normal, it's natural. Huge part of the practice is just meeting the thoughts with acceptance here. Acknowledge them. But then just to release attachment to these thoughts just by coming back to focus, back to the body. It's where you might notice that the body just softens and relaxes a little bit deeper into the pose with that return to focus, that return of our awareness back to the body. That is essentially the practice that we're after. It's a chance to release any expectations, a chance to release any demands. Just a chance for you to explore your body with full acceptance of how you're feeling. Always giving the brain permission to be busy, so we're not fighting and wrestling the brain. We're just gently guiding it back to the body, back to focus. That's the return that shifts and creates new patterns of behavior mentally and physically as we release tension from the physical body as well. But nice and gently, we're going to bring the right arm up and over, just releasing the twist from the spine. Find your way round onto your back when you're ready. It might be nice bringing the knees in towards the body, give yourself a nice hug and squeeze, just checking in with how the back's feeling. Maybe nice to stretch tips of fingers down to tips of toes if you feel that that's a good release for your body. And then when you're ready, just going to roll onto the right side of the body. Finding the position again, knees coming up in front of the hips to a point that's accessible for you and your lower back, your ribs. Right arm and shoulder shuffle forward out in front of the body to encourage a twist and create space for the left arm to roll off to the left side, just opening up, arms to a T. Use the supports, use the props, use the weight wherever needed to find your position, to find your pose. And then just releasing control physically and mentally. Just drop into the experience, drop into the sound of my voice, drop into the body. And the good thing about that body that you're laying in now is it knows exactly what to do with this stimulation. It knows exactly what to do with this activation. Anyone looking from outside in will think you're just laying on the floor in a funny position. But the body knows. The body knows that the organs are just getting slightly compressed and reshaped. So just a gentle little massage is coming through that tissue into the organs in the body. The diaphragm's gently being reshaped, applying little bits of mechanical compression around the diaphragm and the other organs around it. Changes the way you breathe. And that little mechanical compression into the tissue around the organs, around the diaphragm, stimulates the vagal nerve, which runs down the brain stem, branches into the jaw, up into the cheek, so even the simple act of smiling can raise your vagal tone. Drops down and envelops the larynx, the voice box. So if you think about people saying mantras, repeating mantras, chants, the monks that chant, singing, harmonics, activating the voice, raises the vagal tone. But it continues down into the body and envelops all of the organs apart from the adrenal glands. And that gentle compression of the organs is what stimulates a piezoelectrical charge into the tissue. So your whole body is made of this piezoelectrical material. Just like quartz crystal, the little clicky electric lighters, you put pressure on it, generates an electrical charge. Same thing happens with our body. It's that electrical charge that's stimulated by the mechanical compression within the body that activates the vagus nerve, sending happy signals back up the spinal column and up into the brain, releasing happy chemicals into the system. Serotonin and oxytocin being a couple of them. To lift your mood, to bring us joy through serotonin. Oxytocin brings us a sense of togetherness, a bonding, but also helps regulate hormone production as well. As we stimulate the vagus nerve, it helps drop the nervous system into its parasympathetic nervous system state. This starts to regulate your heart rate, it regulates your breath rate, it regulates your blood pressure. As all that becomes regulated, it starts to regulate your mental activity as well. The whole body, whole system, mentally, physically, energetically, emotionally, is settling and calming in response to the physiological position. Nice and gently just releasing that left arm up and over. Releasing the twist from the spine. Finding your way around onto your back. Maybe you're bringing the knees in for a nice hug and releasing the spine, rounding. Maybe you're stretching tips of fingers down to tips of toes. Just releasing your body in a way that feels good for you. And just taking the feet down to the end of the mat. Anatomical position wherever possible, so legs straight, arms straight, flat on the back. If you need to find a more comfortable, accessible position to make it accessible, do that. It's your body, it's your practice. We're just going to stay here for 2 minutes. Just allowing the body to kind of settle, continue to absorb any energy and nutrients that have just been flushed into these key areas. There's no place to be. There's no thing to do. Just going to invite you to choose, listen to your body. You can continue to lay in your position just for a little bit longer and come round when you're more ready. I'm going to sign off. Just coming back to the body, coming back to the breath, coming back to your awareness. Take that awareness with you off the mat into everyday life. Awareness into your thoughts, awareness into your words, and awareness into your actions. And Dhanyavad. Thank you.